We're going to segue to a news story, a story from the New York Post. It's titled, Death of Shot Clinton Aide with Epstein Ties Found Tied to Tree Ruled Suicide Despite No Gun at Scene. And I want to say to all of you who are watching this show and are fans, I wanted to open tonight's show with this story, but the big news is obviously Trump coming down. That matters a lot more to people because it's directly impacting the lives of people who are facing this toxic spill. So I can respect that. And as much as the Clinton aide being tied by the neck to a tree and found shot to death with no gun being ruled a suicide, well, this is not immediately going to impact your life, but it is very, very interesting. So let me just stress that again. An individual who worked at the Clintons in the 90s was found tied to a tree, shot in the chest, no gun, and they went, looks like a suicide to me. So I guess he held the gun to his chest, and when he pulled the trigger, the recoil blasted it off into the air where it landed on a small log in the river and then floated downstream and then eventually over a waterfall where it's just gone.
Maybe he might have had balloons tied to his gun.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that could have been it.
That's a good one. He had several hundred balloons tied to the gun because obviously the gun would probably weigh several pounds.
Did the Warren Commission do this or something? It's like the phantom gun theory. You know what I mean? Like if you're tied to a tree and you've got gunshots, is it more than one gunshot or is it just one?
I think
or is it two?
Well, I think it just said that he was shot in the chest, right? That's what it was, Phil?
I don't know.
So even if you have a pistol and you're doing that kind of, that's
extension
difficult.
cord tying his neck to a tree with a gunshot wound to the chest. That's what it says.
What I wonder what kind of gunshot.
Right.
Oh,
could you imagine like if this was a suicide and he strapped balloons to his gun for okay, come on. Like, clearly he did not do that. Clearly, this is probably just not a suicide. Maybe there's a bunch of things you can say maybe too, right? Let's play this game. How could someone? So he goes up against a tree and he throws the extension cord around it and then catches it on the other side and then ties it and spins it around so that way he's tied by the neck. Then he takes, we don't know what kind of gun, holds it to his chest, and when he pulls the trigger, at this point, several things may have occurred. The gun recoil launched into the air, where I mentioned it lands on a log and then floats away downstream never to be seen again. Or maybe a bear came and like Cocaine Bear saw the gun and thought to himself, with this, I will rule the forest. Picks the gun up and then walks away. In reality, maybe someone found the gun and was like, hey, that's worth money, and then just took it and ran. But let's just play Occam's razor. In the absence of evidence, the simple solution tends to be the correct one. Someone shot him. That's it.
And took the gun away.
And
right?
Shot him and then walked away with it.
I can't believe that that's even a headline. I can't believe that actually people are expected to believe that. I mean, I suppose after the Epstein stuff, they figure just whatever.
I would like to hear the numbers of the number of people that commit suicide by shooting themselves in the chest. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that from what I've read about this situation, about people who do that, they want it over quickly, right? If you shoot yourself in the chest, unless you get yourself right in the heart, it's still a slow process, right?